Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to DOdaily. It's Des here, who's ready to attack a brand new week, who's ready for some Monday motivation. Definitely on it today, definitely looking forward to giving it a real go. Whilst I had a week off last week, a few days, trying to restrict all the things I do, a few days away as well, enjoying a bit of quiet time. Of course, what tends to happen is things build up in your absence and you've got plenty to do when you come back. But despite not meaning to get up so early, I was up really early this morning. I woke up, I couldn't sleep, it was too warm as it was. And I got out, ran an errand, managed to get a 5k walk in before 6 o'clock around Nottingham. So that's really sort of put me in a good position to give it a real go. I always talk about never missing a Monday in terms of activity, but also just getting into the right frame of mind. It tends to set us up. Was to try not to work too much to conformity. We do tend to live to weekends and weeks, and starting a Monday is always the one thing I try to work to. If I set off well, I'm always in a great position, and that's definitely been the case today. What I will say, really did enjoy that week off. We have to take that bit of time sometimes. We have to take something back. When you're working, when you're putting your heart and soul into something like I tried to do, you have to sort of take that time to evaluate, to enjoy it. I was talking last week about enjoying your lot, and I definitely enjoy what I do, but we have to be a little bit mindful of burnout and such things like that. And I think that's even more important. This week's Mental Health Awareness Week, and the Mental Health Foundation are using nature as the theme. So through DOdaily, through Do Running, I'm going to look at that quite a lot, and sort of work it back into my own life. Lots of the things we do anyway, of course, such things as wake up to walk on Friday, absolutely sort of brilliant for getting out there. I try and pass on tips and advice and reasons why that works so much, getting out there in the fresh air. I encourage lots of outdoor activity, and whilst it's all about just doing some activity and I encourage it in different ways, it's really important to just keep just keep getting out there. The weather's picking up. It's a bit patchy at the moment, it's a bit up and down, but as much as we can, if we can get out, get that fresh air in, get that blue light, all these things I'll probably talk about throughout the week, it's so important. And that was one of the reasons I enjoyed my week off, because I got to go somewhere different, and whilst it was wet and damp and torrential at times, I still got out there and enjoyed my surroundings, still got out for my daily activity. It's one of the things I really insist upon, whatever the weather's doing, whatever it's kind of thrown at me, however busy I am. Having done it already today, I could easily say that's it, but I'm going to get out again this evening. One of the activities I've set up is a walk to try and encourage people to join me. I tend to walk on a Monday evening anyway with a couple of friends, but of course with the loosening of restrictions and the availability to get out in larger numbers as a group, as an organised event, I've put something out there hoping people will come and join me. Just something to sort of encourage people to see the benefits of what I'm doing and what the group's doing. If we can attract others in as well, and just use this sort of theme of nature and mental health awareness. Whilst it's not everything, we work at these things every week, and it's important to be mindful of these things every week. There's no harm in a little bit of publicity around the issue. Tend to talk about it as much as I can. I talk about my own experiences. I talk about the way I do things to sort of combat when I'm not feeling fantastic, and it's been a bit like that recently. It's been a bit up and down. It's not been particularly straightforward, but keep doing those things, keep getting out there. I spoke lots of times about it being cold and refreshing, and on Friday I went some soul searching when I was in the middle of Bessel Country Park, a large sort of area of outstanding beauty, and they're the things we can definitely do from it. So it's important just to sort of take on board what people are saying, be mindful, look these things up, check out the Mental Health Foundation website. There's lots of information there. I've been reading it myself today. and through what I do through work, there's an obvious connection around sort of NHS and things like that. So it's just so important to be so mindful of the fact that nature can help us so much. I can't wait to get out. As you can probably see behind me, the sun's shining again after a sticky middle part of the day, lots of rain today, but it was nice this morning. It's nice again tonight, and I'm really going to sort of feel the benefits of that. Do you know, and it's having not slept last night, one of the key things, it'll probably help me sleep. Mentioned a couple of weeks ago on DOdaily how important it was to get the blue light in early to reset the body clock. It's definitely something I've done today, so it could potentially sort of help me for the rest of the week. Whereas if I'd slept too long or not got up and been too tired, you know, it would have been really difficult. It would have been really difficult sort of going into the week to carry on the same enthusiasm to sort of keep getting up early, you know. And I'm hoping just by the off chance of waking up, you know, and struggling a little bit whilst I am a little bit tired, it's going to sort of do its bit in helping me get to sleep. And then of course all the things that come off of that, the good decisions, you know, and the determination, the hunger to keep doing different things, and the desire to keep doing what I do. And that's kind of the message I'm going to push across this week. You know, it's important to use all those things. Of course, we've got all the usual offerings tomorrow. We've got the solidarity session. I'd encourage people to get out, you know, as they always do. I say you can almost do it in the kitchen, but this week, let's get out if we can. Take plenty of pictures, post in your selfies. It's all about sharing the nature as well. I think the hashtag is connect with nature. So if you can sort of tag us in, you know, all the links to the social media at the end of the video. What we like to do, of course, is come together in solidarity, trying to create this big virtual activity session where people can do it at their own convenience, well, in their own location, without the pressures of having to attend, but at the same time as 6:30, almost creating a slot every week, just like you would going for a swim, going to the gym. You know, it's the same kind of thing, but we're just trying to keep that togetherness going, stay part of a team, and do all the things we do as a community, because when we can get outside and do it together, it's absolutely amazing. At the moment, we still have to work within the restrictions. Whilst I'm busy working away with one or two sort of contacts about setting up the clubs again, setting up the group activity I do locally, you know, of course, I want to sort of bring people into this community, whether it's virtual, whether it's in reality, because people use it in different ways, and that's all it's about. On Wednesday, we got the virtual Wednesday workout. You know, currently we're running for a steps challenge. So what I'm going to be doing is asking people to complete 10,000 steps. You know, again, if I had the idea of walking to work, you know, perhaps I could create a challenge of walking to work. And if people working from home at the moment, just create a walk through the local park, around the river like where I live, you know. Just get in touch with that nature and get those benefits before sitting down for the day. Then when you finish, get up and walk and properly switch off. Because a lot of us are a little bit guilty when we do work at home. I work at home in the afternoon, of not switching off entirely. You know, and again, that can sort of, it can disrupt our flow, and disrupt our mood and our sort of sleep patterns and what we eat, you know, and really put us off. So it's important to create some good habits, and that's all I'm looking to do through the steps challenges we've been doing on a Wednesday. On Thursday, got Thursday Thoughts, a live DOdaily session where I answer viewer questions. So if you've got anything you'd like to post in, please use those same links. I'll pick the questions from all the posts. Email des@dorunning.org.uk. Ask me absolutely anything. Of course, I've been out there and open about my own mental health, about the way I feel for the last year now. If you've got anything to ask me this week around this awareness campaign, around nature, around physical activity, how you can get motivated, you know, absolutely anything. Even if it's kind of a negative that needs flipping into a positive, I'll try and put a positive spin on it. My positive spin, I don't have to try to do that, but tend to find a way of spinning those. And I'm looking forward this week to speaking to one or two guys who've actually been victims of online bullying and things like that, fellow YouTubers who who do similar things to this, but around a different subject, who have been targeted. And I think talking about things that are out there that happen, you know, is really important in pushing forward and creating a better environment for us all. And when we open up the conversation, you know, I know just by talking to a camera for DOdaily, sometimes it just lets a lot of steam off, it lets a lot out, you know, and we can sort of figure it out better once we've sort of released it and got it off our chest, you know. So again, whilst it might be quite deep on a Thursday at times, it's not always like that. You can ask me absolutely anything, you know. What's my favourite colour, what's my favourite football team, all those kind of things that have crept up in the past. And then on Friday, what I'm going to do is wake up to walk. In recent weeks, I've been following the Robin Hood Trail through Nottinghamshire. Really enjoyed last week. I managed to get 15 miles in, a really enjoyable walk through some lovely parts of the county. But for this week, I'm just going to put a halt to that because I'm inviting people to join me at 6:30 a.m. on Friday. Again, a little bit similar to what I've suggested through the social media tonight. I just want people to sort of check in with me and tag along. I'm going to do that from Nottingham city centre, so give it a bit of a central location for those that are local. Of course, if people wanted to get up and walk at that time and post in, do you know, like I said before, it's all about sort of sharing what we're doing, do you know, experiencing nature, sharing it, do you know, and then sort of talking about it with others and telling people what you've got from it. That's what the Mental Health Foundation are trying to put across. So if we can sort of get people out together, posting pictures, and of course I like to do all those things through running, through the social media platforms that I host through that, you know, and get people just to sort of keep motivating and inspiring people. And that's what it's all about. It's just to encourage people to try different things, you know, to do whatever works for them, you know, and just to be conscious of their mental health as much as anything. Not everybody's going to be out there and talk about it and can talk about it like I can sometimes, but it's just to be conscious of mental health and little things you can do to help. Some people are shy about talking about it, even in private, even one-to-one, you know, sort of off camera. But just admitting that you can do certain things to help. You know, today I was really, really tired, but something told me I've got to get up and get this job done. I've got to get up because otherwise it won't work tomorrow. And it's just admitting to ourselves sometimes that we can do these little things that make a difference. On Saturday, it'll be Saturday Selfie. When I can, I put a theme to that. So this week, it may as well be nature, hadn't it? So I'll be asking you guys to post in all your daily activities, Saturday selfies, you know, if you can sort of highlight nature and where you've been and what you've been doing, and if there's anything quirky to share, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I just wrote back to you, you know, whilst I have a little bit of a break from DOdaily over the weekend. But again, it's just stuff to keep us going, isn't it? Whilst I mentioned conformity there and try not too much, you know, when we do certain things subconsciously, you know, it becomes habit, doesn't it? It becomes routine, you know, and we take so much from it without actually realising sometimes. And the coronavirus has been the classic example, hasn't it, of how much we took things for granted, you know, and when they're taken away, you really start enjoying them. All I'm trying to do now is really, really sort of pinpoint what works for me. I just sort of keep talking about it, keep saying how much I love it, because when I say it, you know, I believe it. And when I believe it, you know, I'm absolutely loving it. And that's all it's about. That's all I'm trying to do through DOdaily. And like I say, you know, encourage people to get outside this week, get active, and just really, really attack it. Do all the things that we know work, you know, and give it a real go. Never miss a Monday. Get outside. Make the most of this fantastic weather. You know, if you can get out for half an hour, you know, tell people what you're doing, tell people where you've been, you know, tell people how amazing it was. I'm always talking about this place or that place, or walking through this field, or walking through this wood, or that view, you know, and when you're doing it, you're just feeling absolutely amazing. And like I say, a lot of it can just be a little bit soul searching, just a little bit soul searching we need, not when we're particularly down, not even if we're feeling down, just sort of answering questions to ourselves as we go along, you know, and doing what we know works for us. And when we can do that, everything's so much better. So if you can get involved at some point, if you can make a point of accepting Mental Health Awareness Week and perhaps checking in with one or two people as well. I've mentioned before how important that is, and that's all I'm trying to do is almost sort of reverse the check-in, you know, let people know that it's not always a smooth ride, it's not always easy, but if I can sort of be honest and relatable and pass on bits of information about what I'm doing and when it gets to me and when it doesn't, you know, it could just be that bit of information you need to change everything. Because I listen to things and believe me, more so in the last year than even anything before that, you know, I've took on so much where I think, wow, that's changed my outlook. And it doesn't necessarily come from huge inspirations, big famous people or people off the television, you know, just little things. When you accept them, when you take them forward, when you're prepared to attack the situation, as I am every Monday, you know, it makes so much difference. So get out there, guys, enjoy the last of the day, you know, hopefully you'll have a great week, hopefully you've had a great day so far, you know, looking forward to seeing all that sharing of everything, all things nature, you know, and making each other feel good about it. And that's all it's about. So until tomorrow and the Tuesday trading, just doing it.